Hey y'all, I'm Kristen.
And I'm Bailey.
Welcome to Living on a Prayer.
We're two best friends who are here to keep it real and relatable.
Through life's hills and valleys, we're here to remind you we're all just living on a prayer. Hey Bailey.
Hey Kristen.
Welcome back to Living on a Prayer pod, everybody.
Welcome back, guys.
I'm so excited to be here.
We have two special guests today on the episode that we will be interviewing.
Oh.
Kristen and Bailey. We're actually going to interview each other today.
Yeah, I can't wait for this. We're going to be a little silly.
We're
going to be a little serious. We're going to have a little bit of fun.
Okay, so we have some random questions that neither one of us have read. We just have piled them together so we don't know what each other are going to ask each other. And we're just going to interview each other. So we have some funny stuff, some serious stuff, some faith-based stuff, and we're just going to see where it takes us.
We're going to see where it takes us.
And you have to answer honestly.
Okay.
No fudging.
You think I'm going to be dishonest?
By the way, I'm still working on quit cursing. Did y'all hear me say fudging?
What were you going to say?
I don't know. But
I don't think you were going to say a bad word.
I wasn't, but it triggered my
I know, we're really trying.
Memory of I really am still trying.
Yeah.
My mom texted me this morning and was like, how's the cursing going?
Why did you curse last night in front of her?
No, she's just holding me accountable.
Oh, I love
and
that.
she had a verse that she had read that was about cursing and it was beautiful. And she sent it to me. She's like, how's the cursing going? I'm like, it's going. Some days are good. Some days are bad. Just like everything else in life that we try to correct as flesh. But when I do curse, I repent now.
I love this.
And I'm like,
sorry, Jesus.
Sorry, Jesus. I shouldn't have said that. Please forgive me in Jesus' name. Amen.
Right.
So it's an active.
Right.
I'm an active recovery of my cursing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
So who's going first?
Me to you.
Okay. I'm a nervous wreck.
Why? Because you don't know what's coming.
Yeah, you have no idea.
I
just put the pressure on that we got to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. May the truth be. Amen.
So help you God.
Forgot.
So help you God. Raise your right hand.
I, Bailey.
I, Bailey. I, Kristen.
Swear to say nothing but the truth. How's it go?
The whole truth. I don't know.
Nothing but the truth. Amen.
So help me God.
So help me God. Amen.
Hand on the Bible.
Hand on the Bible.
Okay.
Bible.
Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
What is the first faith memory that you have?
Gosh.
From growing up? What is the first thing you remember about faith, church, religion, whatever?
Honestly, it goes back for me. I think it would be. I have a lot of little mixed up memories. I don't know what the first thing would be.
Okay, that's fine.
But when I think of my beginning, as a kid, I think of my Nana's church because that was every time we came in town, my parents got married there. That's where my
there was something
dad
special.
went to church, all our family. And for Easter, we always went to church together because we'd always go to Texas and go to church with them. So I think about that church a lot.
Okay.
And it's just a very comforting, I can still smell that church. It is a core memory, precious little place.
Oh, I love that.
And then that's how my dad, he's Methodist and my mom became Methodist and then we found a Methodist church here. So I think it's kind of
that was your
the
dad's
root.
family.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I think that's kind of the roots of my faith started at that church and I just really remember it. It was really sweet.
Okay.
And my Nana sang in the choir and my aunt and cousin sang in the choir.
So special.
And a bunch
All
of my family
things.
worked there and served there. So it just felt like a very home base for me.
Started from when you were a child.
And it's still there.
Yeah.
And it's still great. And we still go there.
Yeah.
So.
Does anybody go there?
Yeah.
So when you go to Texas, that's where y'all go to church?
If we did, but a lot of times I'm not typically there on a Sunday, if I go anymore. But we've had Thanksgiving there, we rent out the little, so it's still a very active place for us.
Awesome.
Okay.
I love that.
Woo! Answer one, done. Are you ready?
Ready to rumble. Let's go.
Okay, this is a funny one. What is the weirdest or most embarrassing thing you believed as a kid? Something you believed as a kid, and then as an adult you were I cannot believe I thought that or believed that.
Ooh. I don't know. That's a tough.
Not me thinking about myself believing in Santa until I was 13.
I was going to maybe say that, but I was trying to What if the kids hear?
Oh, we need to put a disclaimer on this episode. We will.
Yeah. Disclaimer.
Because this is a tell-all.
I do think, I was maybe in the 5th grade when I found out. I remember exactly who told me, and I remember exactly where I was and exactly what I was wearing.
Well,
it was before Easter. It wasn't even Christmas. It was about the Easter bunny. And I remember I went and told my cousins.
Because you were like, I got to get this out.
Yeah, and my cousins were younger than me. And I told them, and my mom ripped me a new one. Sorry, Mom. That night, she was like, so-and-so's blah, blah, blah's parents called me and said that you told them that, but why would you do that? And I was like, because I just found out.
And I had to spread the news.
My mom was like, wait, you just found out? Like, you didn't know? And I was like, I didn't know.
Oh, so bless
the
your
truth,
heart.
but so like the truth, that hurt me.
Yeah.
It hurt me that was not the truth. And I was like, why are we all being lied to? Let me tell my cousins.
I gotta straighten this out.
I gotta tell my cousins. Can you believe that you should have believed this?
You thought you were doing the right thing.
Yes, and then I got in trouble. And I was like, why am I in trouble for
You're
just
like,
spreading the
I
news that it
go
wasn't
through
true?
Easter this year without the bunny?
Maybe that would be it.
That's funny.
I can't think of anything else that
you're going to think of something later this week and you're going to be like, yeah, that was weird that I thought that. Like, because think of like being a kid, like we just like believe and think of so many like weird things. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I can't think of something right now, but I know for a fact, like me and Sage have had conversations like,
Can you believe
we
blah,
thought
blah,
that?
blah? Yeah.
Or we believe that?
Yeah.
Something's going to come to you. If it does, let us.
Maybe.
Okay, next.
Okay. What is the most awkward thing you've ever said during a church service?
Okay. It's not something I said, it's something I did. Can I do that? I guess I probably said something after I did it.
Okay, what?
So
you have to tell me when it was, where you were.
This is like actually so embarrassing.
Okay.
But when we were y'all, this story is tough. Okay. When we were dancers, we would always go to church together before nationals, like at someone's church. And this time we went to my church because someone on our team was singing in worship. Okay. And so we went as a team to church and we sat in the balcony. And I was singing and I had gum in my mouth and my gum fell out of my mouth into someone's hair down. It's true.
Why you were on the balcony?
Yes, we were on the balcony and I was singing.
Oh, no.
And my gum literally fell out into someone's hair.
Oh, no.
And I'm like sweating thinking about it right now. Like I was like sick to my stomach. I can't remember who was next to me.
What did you do? Your hands are shaking.
No, y'all. When I think about this, I'm so embarrassed. Like I could still see the whole scenario happening. Like I was probably in high school, like maybe like a freshman in high school at this time. And she like felt it hit her head. So she like did like this. So she like pushed it in. And then she like looked to the person next to her and was like, and they were like, and I ducked. Because I was mortified. Like, they're going to look up and be like, where did this come from? But so they may have and seen y'all. So sorry for whoever they made eye contact with.
Ooh, and not knowing
I
what
literally
happened.
was like, oh my gosh. And I like, whoever was next to me, I was like, my gum just fell out my gum just fell out of my mouth. And they were like, shh, like shut me off. So I just like stood there and finished church. And the whole time I was like, and she left. Like she got it, pushed it in, and they like walked out. So I don't know if they went to the bathroom or something, but that was like the most awkward probably moment in church I've ever had.
Okay. It's clearly still bothering you.
No, my
very
mom,
clear,
like,
very fresh, still bothering you.
Do you remember when you sat in the balcony and your gum fell in someone's hair? And I was like, I don't want to remember that. I don't want to remember that at all.
My gosh.
It was horrible. But that happened in church.
I hate to hear that for you.
I hate to hear it for the girl who had gum in her hair.
That too. I wonder who it was. Do you know who it was?
No, thank goodness.
Sorry to the girl that had the gum in her.
I think about her often.
If you're listening, come find your girl.
Someone's going to freaking message me like, that was me.
That was me. I've wondered all these years.
I do hair extensions now, so come get some on the house because I'm sorry.
On the house. Wow. Somebody better just say that.
No,
they
you
were the
little
ones.
liars. Don't come at me with that. I knew that you were going to say that.
It would be me.
Okay, are you ready?
Oh, I don't know.
Should we go serious or faith-filled?
Up to you.
Because that was funny.
Up to you.
Okay. What is one moment in your life that changed your relationship with God forever? If you could think of a specific time that made your relationship with God or just how you view your faith or whatever, is there one thing that like flipped a switch for you?
I wouldn't say anything like really flipped a switch.
Flipped a switch.
But I would say like the moment the first one that comes to my mind when I like realized I just had to surrender and trust and it was not my plan and it was never going to be my plan. And if my plan A doesn't work, there's 25 other letters in the alphabet and that's what you just gotta, God's, one of those letters are his.
Yes. I love that.
Was when I was in college and I was at LSU and I had to switch to Memphis. I say I had to. I chose to.
Right.
But there were often times that I questioned why, and I just had to lean into my faith of like, because this is God's plan. And I had it's
not yours. That was the first time you really didn't have control of a situation. For those who haven't heard the episode where we talked about that, it was her senior year. She tried out for dance team, didn't make it. And she had made it the previous 3 years. And it was like, hold up.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean I didn't make it? What do I do now?
This was my life plan. This is what I was going to do.
Yep.
And I had to make a decision. Like, was I staying or was I going? Was I making the shift? Was I not? And
that was like probably one of the first times you actually like truly was like, okay, God, this is yours.
Right. Because I couldn't do anything else.
Changed y'all's relationship forever. Because then you saw how fruitful that change was.
Yeah. So when I moved, like there were very, 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 very dark days and there were very, very, very high days. But there was a peace. Like I remember the night before I went, I was hysterically crying and I was hyperventilating. And my dad actually told me like, the second you step off of that airplane, your gut, Jesus, will tell you if you're meant to be there or not.
Right.
You will know. You will have a peace. You will have a clarity. And if you are unsettled, you do not have to go through with it.
Right.
The second you make that dance team, if you make it, you're staying.
Yes.
You are committing and you are finishing out the year. You are signing on the dotted line. That is what you're doing. You're not quitting. So like you
listen to
you better know
your heart. Yes.
And I will say that there was an overwhelming peace with that entire situation.
That you were like, okay.
That I knew
that
this was.
I'm here and I'm staying.
Yeah, I'm here, I'm staying. This is my plan. These are the people I need to be with.
Yes.
They are rebuilding me up as a person. They are teaching me things that I need to know. I'm teaching them things that they need to know.
Right.
Like these relationships are very important.
Gonna be crucial for
in my
your
life.
Yeah.
But again, there were very, very ugly days that I was like, what did I do? Why did I pick up my whole life? And I would run home oftentimes and I would go right back.
Yep.
And when I was done, there was a big part of me that wanted to stay there.
Yeah.
Because
how crazy.
That's what had changed so much. But I think that was really the first time that I was able to say like, okay, your plan, not mine.
Wow. That's cool.
And this is
so
obviously
young.
better for me. And the way it happened, like going to LSU before I went to Memphis, if it would have been reversed, my life would be totally different.
Yeah.
And I'm just
that's so cool.
Very grateful for the whole thing. One of like the darkest, that was probably one of the darkest times of my life, you know, and as I was 21 at the time.
Yeah.
As a 21-year-old woman who, still a girl, but a woman, like I was really trying to figure out
your place, who you were, all the things.
Who I was and what I wanted. And then when something like that really breaks you down.
Yeah, a door was slammed in your face that you were like, no, you're supposed to be wide open. And you just slammed on me like that.
And everyone around me had their opinions of what they thought I should do because more of like a selfish thing. I mean, it was my friends. They were like, don't leave. We don't want you to go. I'm like, that's cool that you don't want me to go. I don't want to stay here.
Right. I have to do
But maybe I should stay here. And I wrestled with all of those things for a very long time. And then again, I had to go with like, I gave myself the 24-hour rule. I didn't react. I was like, I need 24 hours to process what just happened and to pray about what the next step is. Because I don't want to react on the emotion.
Yeah.
And I don't want to make the wrong decision because that is going to be way worse than what's happening to me
But
right
you
now.
had to make it quick because auditions were like
the next weekend.
Yeah. So
anyway,
that's cool.
Very, very fruitful. Like I am who I am because of that happening.
Yes.
I have the relationships in my life.
Amen. I love
have
it.
friendships. I have learned a lot about myself. It was one of the best things that ever happened to me.
But it felt like the worst.
Oh God, did it feel like the worst?
Yeah. So everyone listening, we've said it a million times, but a lot of times your worst, the things that feel the worst as flesh and as humans are usually the best things coming from God. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very fruitful. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Thank you. That's just like the first thing that came to my mind.
No, but that's actually, I mean, that's it right there.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Ooh.
That's so funny.
What spiritual gift do you think your co-host has?
Well, we kind of just spoke about this, but I think your spiritual gift is being able to relate to the young minds. So like being able to get on their level and like really they like as when you taught dance, a lot of these girls, like they admired you and came to you for advice and they believed what you told them and they took it and they applied it. So being someone that younger people can trust and then what you tell them, they believe it and they want to do it and they admire you. So I feel like not only like is it spiritual in the sense of like you can be a disciple, like mentor, whatever for them, but they are going to do whatever you tell them to do because you're genuinely likable from them and they can relate. So I feel like that would be, that's like a big one for you. Yes. Yeah. Like having a lot of pressure influence on the younger minds. I think you're just really, you're good at it. Like, and they really love it and they soak it in.
Yeah. You got to meet them where they are though, too.
Yes.
You know?
You're good at that. Like you're able to like get on there. Okay, well this is happening. So let's talk it through versus like some people would be like, well, I'm wiser. I'm older. Like this is what's going to happen. Like you have to do this.
Yeah.
Yes,
and it's not that simple.
Like you're able to really like take it to their level, their age and like make it understandable and give them like options and ways to handle it.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Now I ask you a question.
Yeah.
And let me get in here. Let me get in my list. Okay. Okay, this is just a random one. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, but it couldn't be healthy, what would it be?
It couldn't be healthy.
Yeah, so like I guess if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, but don't say like vegetables or something. Like it has to be a guilty pleasure maybe type food.
Like a full meal or just like one thing?
This says one food, but I would take a meal as an answer or a food group.
I'm going to have two.
Breaking the rules, but I'll let it slide. 2 foods.
I feel like the first thing that comes to my mind here would be like I would want a really good steak.
That sounds really great.
A steak, a mashed potato, or like a potato au gratin, and a green bean almondine. That would be it.
Okay.
Those 3 things.
That sounds, so that's a meal.
That would be my meal. Yeah, sorry. That would be my meal.
For the rest of your life.
I think so.
You could survive on that. I mean, that's a great meal.
I mean, could be.
I would probably have to choose like chips and salsa from Chili's.
I cannot. More chips and queso. My other one I feel like would be, I couldn't survive off of this. It's just like.
You don't have to survive. It doesn't say you have to survive.
I would probably feel
it just says for the rest of your life.
I would feel horrible if I ate this every meal all the time. Like, but crawfish.
Oh.
I mean.
Can you imagine a life without it?
No. And you people who don't have crawfish or don't live here and never had it, never heard of it, I'm sorry.
You need to know it. Calm down. Come on
But
down.
I have some friends that are not from here that I took to a crawfish boil one time. And like, I think a lot of it is that they don't know how to peel it as fast as us because they haven't.
So it's not fun.
Right. They haven't eaten it their whole lives. Like I could do it with my eyes closed,
That's
right?
honestly how I feel when we get crabs. Like I love crabs, but I am not good at peeling them. And I'm like,
So you just
I think
get frustrated
I'll
and you would rather
have
just
a chicken
not.
breast because I can just cut it and eat it. But I love it, but it's just like, it's not enjoyable because of the like frustration of like, I can't get the meat. And then you cut your finger and you're just like, ugh.
It's just too much.
So maybe they're just like, I can't peel this. It's good, but what's the big deal? I'll move on. But once you get past.
But like people that don't have crawfish boils, like I'm sorry for
I
you.
want crawfish right now.
We should go get it.
Is anyone serving crawfish around here?
Probably.
Can we go get that after this?
Yeah.
I would love some crawl daddies.
Really?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Do you like them spicy?
Oh, yeah. I would really like
What is your drink of choice when you eat crawfish?
Well,
It says a lot about a person, so whoo.
Okay, like back in the day, like I would like have to have like a Blue Moon or like Straw Gator beer.
Okay.
And I don't drink beer.
But that's
I
what
don't
that's
like,
what complimented your
I've never
crawfish.
been a beer thing, but like to me, it was like a Blue Moon with crawfish was like it.
Okay.
But I can't tell you the last time I had a beer. And I think when I'm like eating crawfish, I just need something that's going to help with the spice. Like when I get like a little overheated, I'm just going to need something to cool me down.
Yeah.
So I either have like a water or like a Diet Coke. Is that going to be a bad answer?
No.
Because you said it tells a lot about a person.
I think it does say a lot about a person what you drink when you.
Now, if we're like having a party or something and I already was like having high noon or something, like I might just have one of them on the side.
Got it.
But I'm like thirsty when I'm eating crawfish. Like I'm like, I need drink. My mouth's hot. My hands are all dirty. I just pick it up, take a sip, put it down. It's usually not going to be something special. It's just like what's going to help with the spice.
Okay. Do you eat the veggies or like, people put other things in crawfish?
I eat everything.
So what's your favorite thing in
there in the
boil?
mix?
Yeah.
Okay. So I like the garlic. I like to get a piece of the garlic and put it with a bite of potato and eat it at the same time.
What about a saltine cracker?
That would be good. That would be fine with me. I would take a saltine. I love a saltine. But me and my mom, we like cut the potato in half. We put a blob of the garlic on
And
it.
then you eat
Oh
it.
my gosh, it's so
See,
good.
I put my garlic on my saltines.
Or I just eat the whole clove of garlic.
Whew.
Like literally, I just pop them garlics out.
Sorry, Aaron.
He likes the mushrooms. I love the mush. I really love it all.
I like when people put different stuff in it. Like
we put Brussels sprouts. It was
yeah.
so good. They're so spicy.
We did sweet potatoes a couple weeks ago, and they were actually really good.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, new. I mean, always love the corn. Can't go wrong there.
Yeah. Basically, we love a crawfish boil.
We love a crawfish boil. If you have never had crawfish, come on down.
Come on down.
We'll throw a party just for you.
We will throw a boil, a living on a prayer boil.
Just for you.
For you. So DM us. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Great. We went from steak to crawfish.
It's okay.
Yeah, those are your two meals.
Steak and crawfish. I don't know. I don't know why crawfish. Maybe I just want it right now.
I know, but it's crawfish season. It's just good. It would be a sad life without it.
It would.
So if you had to live the rest of your life without it, it would be a sad life.
That is a fact.
Okay. You ask me now.
Okay. What was the biggest example of faith your mom had on your life that you still
Gosh, so many.
instill? But like the biggest one that you're like, I want to be like that.
The biggest one is tattooed on my arm in my mom's handwriting. Let go, let God.
I didn't know that was her handwriting.
Yeah,
no.
she wrote it, and I got it tattooed on my arm when I was like 20.
I'm sorry, I talked over you. Tell the people again what it says.
It says, let go, let God.
Amen.
It is something she always told us. She like would write it in all of our little cards. Like she still does. Like she's like, hey, it's going to be annoying, but let go, let God. Like, cause she knows, like she has said it to us so many times, but it's such a simple, clear way to just be like, let it go.
It's not yours, God. It's his.
It's his, it's not yours. And she's been telling us that forever. Like it is so, everything anything, a big trial, a small trial, she's like, let go, let God. And when I was little, sometimes it would kind of just like aggravate me because I'm like, I can't let it go. Like, it's easy for you to say, let go, let God. But
Right.
like the older I got and the more I heard it and the more peace it brought me of just the reality of like, stop fretting over it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't control it. It's God's. Let go, let God. And I'll be texting her something and she'll just answer me back, let go, let God. And I'm like, see you later.
Noted.
Got it.
That
It's
is
on
not,
my arm.
Isn't it funny though, sometimes like when you get advice or you're giving advice and you know that is not what the person wanted to hear.
Yes.
They're like, I just wanted you to like be sad with me for a minute.
And they're like, no, but no.
I know. I did
Suck
that to
it
someone
up.
the other day. They were talking to me about just something and I went back with like it's not yours, it's his. And they were like,
I know.
oh, you had to do that. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
you had
look,
to hit me with the let go,
I'm
let
listening
God.
to you. I am listening and I am feeling for you and your feelings are valid. But
Yes.
if you want me to be quite frank,
honest with you that it's not yours, it's his.
it's not yours.
So that's mine.
Oh, I love that.
But my mom has done so many more things than just that. She's the best. Shout out to you, mommy. But that's a big one.
That you've just carried with you
Yeah,
forever.
I carry it with me literally on my arm.
On your arm.
It was my first tattoo. And
I love that.
It's in her little
We love you,
handwriting.
Miss
It's
Alicia.
special. We love you, honey.
She
So
also
good.
is a very great testament of faith, like for
Yeah.
me even.
No,
you know?
she has so many things like that she's been through and overcome. Then her faith has been strong her whole life. Like she'll be on here one day. But
Yeah.
so that's why like it's very hard for me to pinpoint a thing, but that would be it.
That would be the
if
thing.
it jumps out, like that's it.
Okay. I love that.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
Is there a prayer that God answered that still blows your mind to this day? Like, is there something that you prayed for that, maybe we're not ready to talk about it?
We can talk about this.
But we can't?
No.
Okay, but y'all stay tuned because we're going to talk about that one day. We're going to leave the people on the edge of their seats.
My hands are sweating.
I want to leave it in because I want a cliffhanger there. We're gonna have a cliffhanger there. Okay, I gotta get another question because I'm getting another question because I feel like a lot of them were starting to like blend together.
Yeah. Can answer that in different ways.
All right.
Or ask these things in different ways. What's your favorite makeup product
Ooh.
that you could not live without? Like you wake up in the morning, it's gotta be.
Okay. I love this question.
What is it?
So I only wear Color Science now. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I almost bought some last week and
Okay.
I didn't pull the trigger.
So let me tell y'all, I used to be big on like full coverage foundation. Like I had to wear full coverage foundation. Well, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just what made me feel good.
Yeah.
And over the last couple years, I've been like really into my skin routine, my treatments I do on my skin. Like I've been like very into my skin. And I started realizing like when I would get like, say I just like would wash my face, put on my moisturizer and go, like I was always like, I was like glowing and I was like, this is really exciting. Like for my whole life, I've always tried to cover it up, cover my face up. I had really bad acne when I was younger, then hormonal acne through pregnancies. And I felt like I was always trying to cover my face.
Right.
And it would be like these like, oh my gosh, like I have no makeup on and I feel like I look good, you know? So, but still I would like, when I would wear my makeup, I would do my full foundation, all the things. But I started to feel like I felt prettier when I didn't have the foundation on.
Right.
Versus when I did.
Yeah.
But I was like, but this is the makeup. Like sometimes you just need makeup. Like we're on camera. Like I go to work every day. I don't want to not wear makeup.
Right. You want to go to a nice dinner with your friends. You
Exactly.
Wanna look
like you want to
good.
look like you put some effort into your look, but it was like a moment of like, but you don't have to wear like as much makeup. Like you don't have to wear full coverage foundation to look like you did your makeup.
Right.
So I started wearing the Color Science, which at first I was like, no, it's not enough. So I would do the Color Science with like some powder or something. But now I just wear the Color Science. Like I think it just was an adjustment period of like for a while I felt like I was like, you still look like you have no makeup on, but you're going to dinner. But now I've like learned my little routine with it to where I definitely have a difference of like no makeup versus makeup. But Color Science, what it is, it's a sunscreen. It's a tinted sunscreen, but it's
Do you feel like the consistency of it is like not super thick, but thick enough to like make you feel like you have a good base.
Yes. And what it does, it literally comes out white, but as you rub it in,
it changes to the pigment of your skin.
It changes to the pigment of your skin. So it's really cool. Like, it's awesome. And I also love that it's sunscreen because I'm very into sunscreen and protecting my skin. But so I do that, and I do like a little blush, and I wear brown mascara now, which has been like a game changer for me.
Why brown?
Because it's not as harsh as black.
Okay.
And like, I have light skin, light eyes, light hair.
Right.
The black sometimes was just a little like
too much, jarring.
Especially with no foundation and contour. Like, I cut all that out. So the brown is just softer, but I still look like I have mascara on.
You're awake.
So I'd say Color Science is my number one product that I could not live without. Because even on the days that I don't wear makeup, I quickly put that on and I just like look even and I'm like on the go.
Love that for you.
Second place, the brown mascara. Because that really was a game changer.
What brand do you use? You don't know?
Well, I do, but I don't like the name of it.
I know what you're going to... BTS? Yes. I knew it.
I don't understand why it has to be named that.
I don't know.
If you want to know what mascara, I'll just message me and I'll send you the link.
Yeah. We'll send you the link,
but it's good. It's great. I'm like, I don't want to say it.
I know. Everybody does really love it.
It's a good mascara. And I just had seen it when I was at Target and it was brown. And I was like, I want to try this. Yeah. Like, I have brown. I don't have black hair. Like, I have brown base and I'm lighter and I have the lighter eyes and I just wanted to like, give it a go. And I love it.
Oh, good.
I wore black one time since I was like going on an evening dinner or something, and I was like, okay, wear the black, and I was like,
this is jarring.
It's kind of like been like a whole thing, like over the last couple of years, learning to love myself and the image and the way God made me, and it was just like the makeup was a big one for me to finally be like, you don't need all this makeup to feel pretty. Like I finally feel pretty without all of that.
Well, as you should.
So.
I
Color
love
Science
that for you. Okay.
Definitely try it.
Okay.
And it's great for if you're just going by the pool or the beach, like, and you don't want to wear makeup, even if you love makeup. It's a really good, like, it's 50 SPF, but it makes you look put together.
I always have the dilemma of, do I want the tinted or do I just want the regular one? Like,
I actually mix them together.
But sometimes I feel like when I put something tinted on, it like...
Oh, you mean for sunscreen?
Yes.
I agree with this. That's why I've never loved like tinted moisturizer or tinted sunscreen. Right. But this Color Science, it doesn't feel like a tinted sunscreen.
It doesn't crack. It doesn't break. It doesn't
That's
make
another
you feel
thing.
splotchy.
So like towards the end of the day, it just like seeps into your skin as if it was like sunscreen or lotion. You never have like splotches. You never like, whoa, I need to touch up. Like it literally matches your skin so well that as it dissolves, it just like goes away.
Do you have the one that's got the glowy in it?
Yeah. So I mix together the glow.
Okay.
And the freezing on what it's called, but it's the one that's like comes in fair, medium, or dark.
Yes.
I mix those two together, and it's
this is so funny because I actually was at the dermatologist last week and I tried it on.
You would love it.
I put it all on my hands, and I was just like, I think this would be good for me to go out.
Like when you're running errands,
yeah, because like
when you don't want to wear makeup, but you just want to like
feel better,
look better. Yeah. I love it. You would love it. You should try it.
Okay. Because, that's like when I go on a boat, like on the boat, like I'll put sunscreen on and I won't wear makeup. But then some days I'm like, I'll be with my friends.
You want to feel a little cute.
Yes. And then if I do my makeup like halfway.
Right. You're like,
it doesn't look good. I don't ever feel good.
Right.
Like,
you might
I got to just put the full face on, right?
And they have like
I have no chill. Like if I'm gonna do my face, I'm putting my makeup on.
You're just so good at makeup too, though. Like it's fun for you.
Well, and I figured out what products work together, and if I don't use all of the products, then like there's no longevity in my makeup. It's not staying on. So then I just have to do the full face.
Yep. And look, don't get me wrong. I love like getting my makeup done, like for events and stuff. Like I love how I look. But like for my everyday, like working all day, sweating at work, chasing kids,
I don't wear makeup.
The foundation was not it anymore. So. Yeah. That was it. That was a long answer.
Okay, well, maybe I need to try it.
You really should. I think you would love it.
I just also was like, obviously those products they're not like super expensive, but like.
No, they're an investment.
They're an investment. So like, if I'm going to use it, I want to like it. I want to love it.
You would probably have it forever.
Okay.
Because a little goes a super long way. I actually might have it with me because I think I left it at home, that part.
I do know that I liked when I put it on my hand that like my pores and my
It blends everything. Like it blurs everything.
It blurs everything, and like my skin felt good and
Yeah,
hydrated
like I just
and
feel like
dewy.
I have like face products on. Like I don't feel like I have like makeup on.
Yeah. All right, I love that. Maybe we'll give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl. Give it a go. And like I was saying, it has blush, lip gloss.
Yeah.
They have contour stick.
Yeah.
But it's all sunscreen.
Okay.
So it's like, you also are like, wow, I have my sunscreen on. I'm such a good girl.
Okay.
Okay. Let me ask you
Girly
another
squirrely.
question. Is there a Bible verse that you've been clinging to lately?
Gosh, I was going to ask you this question next.
And why? I can answer it too.
Okay. Same one that I love. It hits me.
Tell the people.
Hits me hard. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you.
Okay, and why is that verse a clinger for you? A clinger. A 5-stage clinger.
Because I am the one that always wants to have a plan. I want to be in control of the plan. I want to know what's next. I want to know what is happening in 5 days, what is happening in 15 days, what is happening in 15 years.
Yep.
I always want... I know what I want.
Yeah.
I think I know what I want.
You think, yeah. Your flesh knows what you want.
Yes. And obviously that has changed. Like, this is just funny. I'll say this. Being a wedding planner now, I mean, like growing up, I always loved it. I still have stuff saved on my Pinterest board from when I was 12.
Yes.
You know? And a lot of it is still the same stuff
That's
that I
crazy.
like today. Like my style really doesn't change much.
Yeah, your taste is your taste.
Yeah.
You know.
But what I always thought I wanted for a wedding day, has actually fully changed. Not the style, not the vibe, but like exactly where I wanted it, how I wanted it, what I thought
like
was
you
important.
thought your whole life, this is how my wedding's gonna look, and now you're like,
I'm gonna be this age when I get married. I'm gonna do it
this
here.
Many kids by this.
I'm gonna invite this many people. And I always like had that plan. And now that this is what I do for a living, I have found what is important, what is not important. And you know what? Look, what makes the world go round is that what's important to me is not what's important to you.
Exactly.
What's important to you
know
is not important to the person next to you, you know?
Yeah.
I have people that their biggest part in their budget is their florals. I have people that don't want to spend money on florals.
I don't want flowers at all.
and they want faux flowers, and the biggest part of their budget is their band.
Yes.
Some people can't stand a band and want a DJ. That's what makes the world go round, and that's what makes it so beautiful.
Yes.
But I have just found that what I once thought was important and what I thought I wanted and what I thought was necessary is not.
Right.
And
but that's good. That's really, your heart is changing.
Yeah, and that is crazy that is what has changed in my life. But that verse like stands true for literally everything. That was just an example of just something that's clear.
Yes.
But
that's like your verse.
That is my verse. Like
I think everyone has like their verse.
Yeah.
You know, like you have so I have two. One is, I guess we're just going through all my tats today, but the one that I have on my back, this verse, when I went through something in my life, that was my first like major trial. I opened the Bible and I was like, I need a verse. Cause at the time I had a friend who was very into her Bible, and she was like, she had a verse.
There's a verse
and
for
I
everything.
was like, I need a verse. I need a verse. And I remember opening my Bible and I opened it to the book of Hebrews, and this was the first verse I read, and I was like, so it's Hebrews 11:1, faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. And it was just the Lord telling me, like, you have to have faith. Like, I had no faith. At that time, I had no faith, zero faith.
Okay.
And I was like, why me? Why this? Why this? Like, how could this be happening? And he said, faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. Just being faithful in the unknown. You know, that is exactly what faith is. I just needed the definition of faith, and it slapped me across the face, and I was like,
and it was like, get it together.
Wow.
You asked for an answer? You asked, here it is.
Here it is. So Hebrews 11:1 is your verse that just has gone with every single thing through my life. Do you have faith?
And don't you love how, I know we've talked about this multiple times, and if you're new here it is, but every time you read a verse and every time you read something, scripture in the Bible, I mean, how many times do we hear like these gospel readings, right? We've probably heard certain gospel readings many a times, right?
Yeah.
But at different seasons of your life, at different ages, at different stages, different, trials, different highs that you're going through, it means something different, but it still stands true.
It stands true no matter what. Yeah. So this verse has got me through from that time that I was going through in college to like having my first child, to navigating relationships, to wondering why something's not working in the business, like whatever it looks like. That verse has always been like my verse.
Love that. And there's always something special too about verses, scripture, passage, a whole story is like when you're going through these different seasons in your life, something different is going to stand out to you each time. As you mature and as you grow, there is going to be a different part of that story that resonates with you.
Yes. And now I feel like it's just a good, like, it's a tool for me, and I know, but I'm able to like share it back with other people, like how having faith can get you through these trials and tribulations. And I'm like, oh, Hebrews 11:1. Like you have to like, and hopefully maybe it's become someone else's verse. Who knows? Right. But like that verse for me has just been my like glue to like getting through everything that I've gone through in life. But as of late, so this can kind of get drawn out, but I have been going through a new spiritual walk as of like 2 weeks ago. I got baptized by the Holy Spirit, and when I say like my spirit has changed, it has changed. And the things that I do and say and think all revolve around Jesus, to the point of like someone who would be in my brain would probably be like, okay, calm down. But like it is, I am on fire. I am on fire. Things are clear. And so my purpose in life right now is really to make it to heaven, and to know that everything I do, that the Lord is going to be proud of me for doing it. And so that is Matthew 25:21. Well done, good and faithful servant. And it kind of stops there for a lot of people. Like that's the part we hear, the well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. And I just keep replaying it in my head. Well done, good and faithful servant. Like I want to hear those words. I want to know that everything I do from here on out, the Lord will tell me that the path may be narrow, but it's going to be worth it. Yeah. And I was listening to Pastor Josh's, who's the pastor of my church, St. Timothy's, my home church that I attend. I was listening to his podcast, not the one I most recently listened to, but a few weeks ago. And he had on a guest who had gone through a loss of a child, and we had just had a guest who went through loss of a child. So I was like very intrigued by listening, and I had been recently doing a lot of prayer on grief and loss and death, because I knew we were having this guest come on, and I wanted to prep and just try to have the Lord guide me in the right things to say, because there's never the right things to say, but I just wanted to be soft and gentle to my approach. Right. So I had been praying on it. I listened to this podcast. It was like right after we had her on, and I had seen that he had a guest on similar things. So I'm like, I want to listen. I've been very into this topic with my prayer, and he had mentioned this verse, but he kept reading it, and I'm going to keep reading it and tell y'all what he said. So it says, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your master. And so it was something that he had related to. When people go, we often are like, oh, but they had so much more to do on this earth, and like they had so much more. But even in this verse, it says, you have been faithful over a few things. Now you will be the ruler over many things. So it's not that their time here is done. It's they have a lot more to do, yes, when they enter eternal life. So that was the first time I actually like kind of continued that verse and was like, okay, so like even when we go, like
we're not done.
We are not done. No. Like he has so much
your
more
flesh
for
is
us.
Done.
Yes. And
you
like
as a
your
human
time
body
here
is
was done
done
with other people, whatever you had to do for them.
Right.
But now he needs you to do so much more.
I love
and
that.
Eternal. I know.
I like that.
I love it too. So then that verse even became more powerful to me. Like it just really showed me like what happens when my flesh is no longer, my soul has so much more work to do
and to give.
And the more I do on earth, the better my like chances
Everything
of
is.
getting
Yeah.
to do the next step for me are, and I just want to live to get to heaven.
I love that.
So that is always playing in my head with everything I do. Would God say good and faithful? Like, would he say this was good?
Is he going to be proud of me?
Is he proud of this action? Is he not? So
I love
that's
that.
that.
Ooh.
Okay. Now whose turn is it?
Oh, mine, I think.
Oh yeah, cheers.
Because I was going to ask you
Yeah.
that.
I just took it over at the end there.
What is your favorite memory from high school?
I loved high school and hated high school at the same time. Like, it is so crazy how I could like have, it's just like with things in life, we could be going through something so good and at the same time.
Two things can exist
Yes,
at the
those
same
two
time.
feelings can exist.
Joy and pain
Yes.
can both exist at the same
Because I
time.
actually had some very painful things happen to me and go through high school that I'm just like, ugh. But when I think of high school, I think of happy, like joy. My favorite memory from high school, I think would just be like, I was on cheerleading and we had like the best time. Like, I actually chose to do cheerleading. I was a dancer, for those of you who don't know, competitively. And it was my life to a point of like, I held it to a stand. Like, it had to be,
It was number one. It was your commitment.
It was my commitment. And at the time, we really, like, if I would have done school dance team and high school dance team, I think this was kind of a season that we really weren't allowed to do both. Because if it conflicted with competition team, it was a problem.
Do it, yeah.
Like, your competition, like, it had to come first. So I knew if I did high school dance, they would interfere. And also, high school dance is not on the same competitive level as studio dance, at least at the time.
Yeah.
And that bothered me. Like, I didn't want.
You wanted to be competitive.
I couldn't have like people just making it to make it.
Right.
Like, that really bothered me.
Because you were competitive and you cared about your craft and you were pouring into it.
I was super competitive, which looking back was not always like the nicest thing. But I really was like, I can't be on that team if not everyone's ready to like win all the time.
Okay. Yep.
So I did cheerleading, and
why? Because you wanted to be involved in school?
I wanted to be involved. A lot of my friends were on cheer, and I just wanted to like do something,
Have
some fun. And so I was like, I'm going to try for cheerleading. And this was like a total curveball. Like, I had never taken cheer. I never did gymnastics besides like little, maybe like baby gymnastics as a kid. But my mom was like, okay, because my mom was a cheerleader and she was like super pumped. She's like, oh my God, you're going to be a cheerleader. So I had to learn, like, I mean, they're similar, but so different. Like,
yeah,
there's so many little things with cheer, like your wrist and your, there's just a lot of things. Stunting. Like, I had never stunted before, but I was like, I'm going to do this. And I did. And I absolutely loved it. It was so fun. Me and my friends, like, literally had the best time. We were so silly.
Yeah.
It was just, oh my gosh. And like, my cheer coach, still a dear friend of mine.
Love it.
She goes to my church. Like, we see each other when we do it. Like, she was such a positive influence in my life. She meant so much to all of us. Like, she was like, I mean, she was young, like just started teaching. So we like related to her in the sense of like, she didn't feel like a like mean old lady teacher. Like, she was like, girls, I get it, but we can't do that. Like, when we would mess up or get in trouble, she's like, I understand how you could see this could work, but you're a cheerleader, you're a leader, you can't do that, And so she like gave us so much grace and just loved us through it. But we had so much fun. Like, I literally think about high school and I picture me in my cheerleading uniform.
When I think about you in high school, I think about you with your little poof in the front, your high ponytail,
we wore bumpets.
Your red ribbon,
yeah,
your big F on your chest.
I just absolutely adored cheerleading and my team.
Your little bulldog on your cheek.
My bulldog, painting the banners. Like, I mean, but it didn't interfere with dance at all because cheerleading was 7th hour of school. So like, we had practice, and then I didn't do the competition cheer team. That was optional. So I didn't do that so that I could do dance. So it didn't interfere, but it was a really fun way to be involved.
Oh, I love that.
So that's
your favorite high school memory.
I would say that was it.
I feel like that was you though. Like, when I think back to Bailey in high school, like that is who I see.
Yeah. Like, that was just like who I was at Fountain Blue. Like, it was just fun.
I love it.
I loved it.
Oh, she's giddy.
Go Bulldogs. Everybody yell. Go Bulldogs. I could still whip it out too.
I love this for you.
Okay, what was your favorite high school memory?
Ooh,
there's so many things that like flood my mind when I think of high school.
So many things. I don't know. I just like loved all of my friendships. I loved
just like the happiness of being a like high schooler.
Yeah, like
although things were rough for us, looking back, like the rough things were so little, but like just being like frolicking through the hallway.
Yeah,
Gosh.
Being a teenager is really hard. Being a girl is really hard.
It's tough.
Hormonally and like that. You know, you're trying to figure out who you are. You're trying to figure out who your friends are. You're trying to figure out, like, I mean, I think some of the hardest things were, like, your parents knowing who they wanted you to hang out with and who, like, they knew who you needed to be around and who you would get in trouble with and who wouldn't, you know, who you were safe with and whose house you could sleep at. And, like, that was always really hard to not understand.
Yes. It's so hard.
And what's crazy is, like, I'm going through this with one of my nieces, and she is at a very pivotal like high school age. And when a couple weeks ago, she came in my bathroom, she's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." And I just like read it on her face, and she just needed someone to listen.
Yes.
And when the things that she was saying, I was like, man, high school's hard.
It's hard.
Like, girls are mean. You don't know.
Boys
like,
are immature.
Boys were immature, and like you just don't know, you know, who likes you and who wants to hang out with you, and
you're just so worried about it all. The people pleasing and the like.
Yes.
Am I good enough?
Right.
Thoughts.
And like
it's so real.
Yeah.
It's so sad. Don't you wish you could just shake them all and be like, Jesus loves you.
And your life is good.
Your life is so good. That's all that matters.
But I will say I'm very blessed to like still be friends with anybody I was friends with in high school. Like I have a really good group of friends from school. But then like, I mean, we have our group from dance.
I know. That was another high school memory. Yeah. Even though it wasn't like in my high school.
Right.
Like dance.
You went there every day. Like
was it.
Yeah.
Like that was, and we had some silly times.
We had some silly times.
The best times.
But
and the
like,
best relationships.
Yeah. I learned who I was. I learned who I didn't want to be. It all molded me. I don't know.
Molded you to who you are.
Yeah.
So kind of like the relationships really for you.
Yeah, for me.
The people. Mm-hmm. The people you surrounded yourself with that are still in your life.
Still in my life.
Which is so cool.
So cool. I just recently went on a trip to Austin there were 8 of us. There's like a big group of us that are still friends. We all talk. Like there's a big group chat.
That's so special.
We try to get together at least once or twice a year, like the whole group. And then, you know, whoever's available will do some other stuff. But I mean, it's just special. Like that was a weekend that like, I don't know, those friendships just hit different. I put my phone down and it was so.
You're like, I'm here for y'all.
Yeah. And it was.
This is not for the internet.
No. And we like laughed the day that we went on the trip. Our time hops and our like Facebook memories popped up, and it was our senior year spring break.
Wow.
And so like, I think the majority of us, I think 6 of the 8 of us were like had gone on that spring break trip.
Cool.
And so like, we were just giggling. Yeah. And it was just so nice to like sit and hear like how successful everybody is.
Yes.
And the way our paths just went differently. And no, we don't still talk every day. And sometimes
but you just have that.
Sometimes I go 6 to 8 months, a year and a half without seeing like some people in that group. But it's like I can put my phone down, we can sit and we can talk
just
and
catch up like nothing ever happened. That is like the best friendship, like where you just and you don't have to, what's been going on,
and you don't have to explain yourself and who you were and are, and
it's not a needy
what you
friendship.
Want now. No, and it was just like we all still pour into each other, and it was, I don't know, it was really refreshing.
Yeah,
and
it is refreshing. It's extremely refreshing.
You know, and everybody will say it, life gets busy. So yes, there are those relationships that, again, I didn't see one of my friends, like I hadn't seen her in 8 months or something. And then there's another friend that like is going through a really, really tough season in her life. Yep. Then there's another one that is going through like a very blissful season.
It's crazy.
There is one that's going through a very lonely season. And, you know, to just be able to be raw and honest and like have those
people
conversations.
that you can just like be you.
Yeah, and just no judgment.
They love you for
and
you,
just to see like where we were when we were 13 and
Yep.
like giggle about those memories and look at that senior year
like,
spring
who would've
break.
thought?
Like, why did we do that? And
Oh my gosh,
why
I
did
love
someone
it.
write this sign on the refrigerator door? Like, what did that mean?
We were just so funny.
Yes, and then
because we were funny.
Yeah, but then like just to see where we are now and who we're becoming and like our
What a
friends that have
blessing.
children and who everybody married and like, you know, we talked about like our past relationships and what we learned through those and like then them finding their person and can you look at your life like this?
That
like,
is some valuable friendship relationships right there.
You know, and one of our
good conversation.
2 of our friends had been together like with their now husbands that they have children with like since high school.
That's crazy.
And some have not.
Right.
And some don't have husbands.
Right.
So it's like such a beautiful thing to still see those walks.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
So.
Wow.
And it's to show you that, once again, you do not have to be in the same season to still be friends.
Yes.
Uh,
There it is, y'all. You don't have to be in the same season with someone to still be friends with them. And don't let your I wish or your jealousy of they have it, I don't, or why are they more successful than me, or I don't have a husband yet and she does. Don't let that ruin these fruitful relationships that you could be having, because a lot of time that's what ruins friendships.
I could not imagine if I like said I didn't want to go to dinner with you and Aaron because I didn't have a boyfriend with me. Like,
can you imagine?
Or like I didn't want to come over to your house for a crawfish boil because
you don't have kids yet.
No,
and you don't
or
wanna be around
or
kids.
like I went to any children's birthday party I go to, I always tell my friends, like, don't not invite me because I don't have a child.
Like I want to be there.
I want to come celebrate your 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Even though I don't have a 3-year-old or a 1-month-old or a 5-year-old. I want to come and celebrate.
Yeah. And that's a lot of times why relationships fails. Like we can't handle seeing someone else success or someone else have something that you wish you had. And that's the enemy in your head. And he loves to destroy things. He loves to destroy good things. Yeah. So destroying a friendship over something like that is so sad.
I know.
So don't let it happen. You can be in different seasons and you can be happy for people who have things you wish you could have.
Yeah.
Because you will get the fruit and the desire of your heart if you continue to pray for it.
And you'll be on the flip side of it too.
Yes.
One day you will have that thing that you prayed for and someone else won't. And you will be able to be a testimony of like,
I used to feel
hey, it's okay.
You're going to get it.
Yeah.
Or you're going to get your version.
Right.
Like a lot of times it's like, well, shoot, I wasn't supposed to have that anyway.
Yeah, and it's going to look very
And
different.
I lost a friend over it. Exactly. And now look at me. Exactly. So I think that's really cool that y'all are all in such different seasons and can
But it was like so beautiful.
Come together like that.
So much fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it my turn or your
I don't
turn?
know.
Okay, I'll ask you another question.
Okay, great. Oh, no, it was me. I asked you about high school.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I had one and I lost it. Oh, is there ever something that was good in your life that you had to walk away from to be obedient to the Lord? Like something that you're like, but I like this, or this feels good, or it seems right, but God told me to go a different direction.
Relationships.
Ouch. Yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
I'm sorry. I'm just.
That's a hard one. That's like, you mean like friendships or like even a boyfriend?
Yes, both.
Yeah,
both.
yeah. Like it felt good to your flesh. It seemed fine, but you knew God was telling you to walk away.
There was like, ones that like I wanted. I think it was more me. Like I wanted them to be.
Yeah.
And I thought that it made me happy. And I thought these were good things, but there was always that like, this is not for you. And again, I think I said this on another episode. Like let's just talk about breakups. Like just for a minute, like a true boyfriend, girlfriend breakup. I stayed in many relationships for too long because I wanted something to change.
Yes.
I wanted them to pick me, choose me. I wanted them to
surely
to do the actions
turn around
to,
because of
they would say they would do it and then there was no action for it. And me, like the gullible, like I want to see the light. I'm like, I'm going to love them through it.
Yeah.
I'm going to help them. I'm going to guide them. But in doing that, I was hurting me.
Yes.
And a lot of times I stayed in hopes that something would change.
Yes. And because you love them and you're like, I don't want to leave you to do this on your own. Like, what if I'm the only person that's going to help you overcome this or
and
change
why wouldn't
or
you
whatever?
Want to change? And why wouldn't you want to do all these things?
Because we're so in love or whatever that looks like. But
and I think I've done it in friendships too. Like, I have not stayed in friendships, but I have kept pouring into other friendships and other people's cups that I wasn't getting in return. And someone told me a few years ago, you have to stop expecting yourself as a friend out of other people.
Ooh, that's so good.
And when they told me that, I was like, ooh.
Because you're like, but if it were me, I would do that. And then people are like, but it's not you.
But it's not you. And you
so
can't,
good.
and you
That's so
cannot
good.
expect yourself from other
I
people.
love
And
that.
again, that's what makes the world so beautiful. That's what makes it go round. And that's why
we're all we can be is ourselves.
Right.
You know?
And you know what? Like, what works for one friendship does not work for another. Like, you and I have a relationship that we have certain conversations that I don't have with other people.
Right.
And those people give me something that you don't give me. And that's what's so beautiful about it.
That's great.
But I think, like, a lot of times, you know, I have stayed in those friendships, and I had one person one day, I think this is when this kicker, like, someone told me like I was not a good friend. And I was like, whoa.
Hold the phone.
And I was like, no, I am. I am a good friend. But to her, I was not giving her what she needed. And she saw me giving those things to other people.
Right.
But I was not giving her all of those things that she needed because she was also not pouring into me the way that those people were.
Right.
So it was almost like comparing the friendships, which then just became hurtful. And it was like...
Well, it doesn't feel good to like know you're pouring into someone and don't feel like you're getting it back.
Right. And then you can't pour from an empty cup. So it was like, I can't pour into someone who's not pouring into me, but I have nothing left for the people who are pouring into me.
Because you're like, it almost becomes you're like overly trying to please someone else because... you just, okay, that wasn't enough. Let me do something else. Oh, that wasn't enough.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you find yourself in this hole of like, I am now out of love.
And you're just hurting yourself.
And I'm hurting.
Yeah.
Because now I'm like, what did I do wrong? Why am I not good enough? All the self-doubt. And the person's usually over there like, oh, it's because I don't want to be your friend. Like, they don't care the way you care. So it's not a godly relationship. Like, it's not for you.
Yeah. So I think...
So just walking away sooner sometimes is the answer.
Right.
Like when you're just like, this isn't for me.
And I realized it was more, and I think now in my 30s, I'm seeing this, but in a different light of like, when do you become the light in a situation and in a relationship? And when do you create the boundary to protect your own peace?
Yeah. We were recently talking about this. Like, when do you know when it's time to like leave a room versus are you supposed to be in that room to bring the light and the love of Jesus and switch it around?
Yeah.
Like, that's a really hard question.
That is a hard question. And that's what I'm seeing now in my 30s, you know, so I feel like I'm taking that as a like teenager, young adult of, you know, I shouldn't have let people treat me like that. And when it was hurting me and I could feel it and see it and I knew it.
Yes.
I just wanted better, but like it was hurting me. So, I mean,
you
I can't go
protect yourself.
I can't go backwards, but I think that was like
those were good, valuable lessons.
Yeah, and God was just always telling me like, this is not you. These actions are not you. These thought forms of anxiety are not you, and they're not from me.
Yeah.
So I think that would probably be the hardest thing that I've ever like
had to actually like
and I can't say it was one scenario, you know, like some people have like, oh, this one moment is when God said
everything else.
I can't say that. I think it was like a gradual learning lesson, and I think again it has shifted from my teens to my 20s now to my 30s.
That's powerful
in a different light.
Yeah, I love that.
But I think that's how you grow up and you mature and like you see what's
and you're able to kind of like once you've been through. I mean, that's just like anything in life. You're like, okay, you can now pinpoint like a relationship that's not for you like this and be like, okay, I have to close that door, unfortunately, because that's gonna end up
Yeah.
The old me would have let it get.
I had listened to a podcast of this woman, and she just was talking about this season she went through and this experience that she had that looking back, she was in this like bubble of the devil, and everything she was doing was not her.
Right.
And when she was in it, she knew it felt icky, but it was shiny.
Yeah.
She knew it wasn't her, but little glimpses made her feel good. And the little glimpses is what was making her act in this way. But now looking back, she's like, that was not me.
Yeah.
Like none of those decisions, none of those words, none of those actions were me. I was literally a puppet.
Wow. That's so scary.
And I think a lot of us feel that way often.
Yeah, we're like, why did I say that?
Until
like,
someone pops the bubble and you're like, whoa,
I'm awake.
It's
Hold
me.
on.
But that was never you.
Yeah. When we allow the enemy to take over our mind and our thoughts and our actions, you do become a puppet for him.
And he makes it look shiny. That's the scariest part.
And he makes things very slow and tricky and tricks you right on into that bubble.
Yeah.
Really quick if you allow him to.
Yeah.
So you pop that bubble.
I
You tell him, no, thank you.
I know. I think we've all been in a bubble or two, a time in our life. And I think,
where you're like, why am I doing this? Or like, why can't I just walk away?
And then when you walk away, you look back and you're like, that was never me.
No.
That was never
not.
me.
Yeah. That is scary.
That is not my character. That is not who I am. That is not who I was or who I ever wanted to be.
No.
Those are not decisions I'm proud of.
No.
But I learned from it.
Yep. And you repent and you ask for forgiveness and you move on.
And God is not keeping score of that. And we are rolling.
We are forgiven. Amen. Yeah. In Jesus' name.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh. Sorry, that got a little heavy.
No, that was good.
Is there an item of clothing that has like very significant memories for you that you can never give away?
Yes.
What is it?
One of the ugliest outfits I've ever worn, but I cannot get rid of. I have two things that I cannot get rid of.
Okay.
One is the shirt that Aaron proposed to me in. I did get rid of the jeggings.
You had
that
jeggings?
I was wearing. What were they called? The leather
leggings?
Leather legging pants. Like they were like looked like pants, but they were like leather.
Because we used to wear long shirts that covered our booties.
They were very ugly.
This is
funny.
I
did get rid of the combat boots that I was wearing with the studs on them.
Okay.
But I kept the cold shoulder cheetah print button down I was wearing. Watch if that thing's gonna come back in style.
Probably, and you're gonna wear it. You're gonna be like, "Look at me! This is what I got engaged in, baby."
I cannot get rid of that shirt. And then Aaron got me a dress for our 1 year dating anniversary. He like bought it for me, laid it out with flowers and jewelry. Like he picked me out a full outfit, and that dress is actually still like I could still wear it.
It's trendy.
Like it's
Cute.
not. I wouldn't go as far as saying trendy, but it's kind of classic.
You could wear
like
it. Okay,
yeah, I could wear it again, but I could never get rid of
that
those
is
two
so
things.
Funny.
Like they're just like sentimental. I probably have more, honestly, because I get very attached. Like, don't ask me about kid outfits, my baby's outfits. We do not be getting rid of much because I'm so like, oh, but they wore this the day we went out to eat.
But it's materialistic.
But it's still like I could pick up like I give a lot of my clothes to my friends. Babies to wear, and they send me photos of their kids and my baby's clothes.
That brings you so much joy, though. So many memories.
So much joy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I literally remember when he wore that, where we were, what we were doing.
Yeah,
the outfits bring me back to. It's like how a song can bring you back. You hear a song and you're like,
or a smell.
Exactly. Yes, you know exactly where you were. That's how these little baby clothes are.
I love that.
So I keep a lot of their baby clothes, like their first Christmas, and then just special like things.
Right.
But a lot of like the stuff they got good wear out of, I'll pass down. And then I get to like see it on another baby. I love it.
I've recently been seeing, just since a lot of our friends are having babies, like they are unpacking their clothes from when they were little.
Oh
like
yeah.
Stuff their
Goldie's
mom
worn a couple things
saved.
that I've worn.
I think it's so
and
sweet.
It's really precious.
It is sweet.
Oh
I know, and
gosh.
it's like, could you imagine if your mom would have thrown that out?
No,
that you would never see that on your baby.
No, and I could like, my mom and dad did so many home videos, so like I could like see me in the like certain videos I've watched a million times, and they'll give her, like, she'll wear something, and I'm like, I literally can, like, physically see baby Bailey wearing that. Like, it is crazy. So cool. Okay, cool. I gotta ask you something else. Hold on.
Okay, what?
I don't know. I have to get new questions because I've kind of asked them all.
Okay.
What is the best compliment you've ever received? Or what is a compliment that, I guess, something that sticks out to you that you've received that you're like, wow, thanks?
I'm trying to think, like, if it was a specific person.
Like, is there anything that's ever just really hit you where it hurts? You're like, oh my gosh, wow, thank you. Basically, y'all better compliment Kristen after this because ain't nobody told her anything good.
That is not true.
No, she gets compliments all the time.
Yeah. Like, I guess when people say that, like, I'm kind and that I, like, will drop anything for everybody.
Yeah, you will, and you do.
But which is funny. I don't know. I guess, like, let's go back to high school. Like, I'll be honest, I have RBF. I have hard RBF.
She has a hard resting beep face.
Yeah. And so I think, like, even through high school, like, I remember one of my friends, she's still my friend today. She came up to me. Like, we became friends, and she told me, I'm going to be honest, I didn't want to be your friend because I thought you were mean. Like, you had an RBF, and, like, now I'm talking to you, and you're, like,
so nice.
So nice.
You're like, oh,
I'm like, oh, gosh, I got to fix my face, you know? Like,
do you ever think about that when you're just at places? Are you like, am I doing my RBF?
Yes, and, like, I don't think I really have, like, an RBF of, like, I want to be like that. I show my emotions on my face.
You also, I think, are like, when you process, you make a face of you're like, I'm listening.
Yes, like, I'm listening, I'm concerned.
Just like, lights out, no one's home.
Right.
Like, you're like,
there's an intention behind it. Like, so I think that there's, like, a seriousness of I'm just taking in whatever's around me.
And you're observing everything.
Yeah, but my face shows everything.
Yeah, it do be.
But, like, I'll have people say that to me now. Like, we kind of thought that you were just, like, really intimidating. I guess that's a good word. People used to say that I was intimidating. I'm like, I don't want to be that person.
No, you're
Come
like,
talk to me.
You're like smiling like
I would love to talk
like
to you.
Just sitting at school.
Yeah.
Smiling.
So, yeah, I guess that, like, maybe just, like, when people really do know my character.
Yeah. That's a compliment for sure.
Totally,
when people like see you for who you think you actually are trying to be.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my gosh,
great, I'm doing something right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm doing something right. I will say, I think, like, a moment, I guess, maybe that shows that is I have been two teenagers, like, that were going through confirmation, 2 girls.
Yeah.
That were going through confirmation at church had asked me to be their confirmation sponsor.
That's so sweet. That's a compliment right
there.
there.
Yeah, there it is.
That
so,
alone,
like, that.
Like, you see me as that person that you want to sponsor you through your faith.
Through your faith and through this journey of your life.
That's a huge compliment.
You know?
That's awesome.
Or, like, I have 3 godchildren, you know? Yeah. So I think that is, like, a testament of, like,
who you
my
are,
friends or my family, or, like, even these girls see the way I live my life and who I am, and they admire that, and they want me to go along their journey with them. So
I love that.
I think that would be it.
Yeah, that's a big compliment.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
Who would play you?
What?
In a movie?
Oh my gosh.
If you had to pick an actor or an actress.
Who would play me?
Mm-hmm.
This is so, like, a hard question for me because I don't even know any actors and actresses' names.
If the movie, like, was your life.
Who would play me?
Who would play you?
Okay, let me think for a second. I hate where my head went, like, originally.
Tell us. You said you had to be honest. Who was it?
I go to the sister-in-law and what is it?
Fat
Bridesmaids? Amy? No, but her too. Oh. Like, the one that what is it? Bridesmaids?
Yeah, the one.
She's like, I took a puppy, you took a puppy.
Yes,
the one that takes, like, all the puppies and she's just funny and dry and, like, throws stuff out. Like, oh, did you eat the...
Oh,
like,
her. Yes.
Like, I just feel like she would, like, get my personality so well. because she just like says stuff that's just funny. Like I feel like I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm funny, so whatever.
Yeah,
but like a lot of times I meet people and I'm just talking, I'm just being like normal, and they're like, "You're hilarious," and I'm like, "Oh, I was just chatting with you,
right?
Like you don't even know."
No.
But also like Fat Amy on what's that movie that she's in?
Pitch Perfect.
Yes. Like just like her energy, like
and her vibe.
I don't know. I just feel like it'd be someone who's just like funny, but like they're not trying to be funny. They just say stuff and you're like, yeah, that's kind of how I feel like I am. And I feel like Jude has picked up on that. Actually, all of my kids, they have no idea they're funny, but I'm like, y'all are so funny. This is awesome. I love just being funny. Yeah. I love making people laugh. I just think it's great.
Yes, I love that. Man.
But I don't know like I really am not like, I haven't watched a movie in so long, and like I don't know. I'm trying to think of like actors and actresses, and I'm like, I don't really know any. I don't even know those people's names. Oh. I don't know names. Same with songs. Like I can hear a song, I know a song, but I don't know who's singing it.
But you don't know
I don't know who's singing it. They're like, have you heard it? Da-da-da. I'm like, probably. What's a fun fact about you?
That's what I was just asking you.
Yeah. What if someone made you go through the class and be like, tell us your name, where you're from, and a fun fact about yourself.
My fun fact.
What would you say?
My fun fact was always that I didn't dye my hair. And then I let Bailey dye my hair. Ooh, how old was I? 28?
Yeah.
I think it was 28 the first time I got my hair colored. Maybe 27.
But you still don't really do much to your hair.
No, once a year maybe.
Okay, this is my fun fact. It's not that fun, but I don't know how to whistle.
Really?
Yeah. And I have tried all the ways. I've had lessons from professional whistlers.
The whistleblower.
The whistleblower. Yeah, I keep saying wet my whistle. I don't even know how to whistle.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I really cannot whistle.
Wow, I didn't know that about you.
I know.
Can you do this thing with your tongue? Yeah. Do you know that that's genetic?
Is it?
Yeah, if you're listening, you can do the Punnett square.
And see if you can curl your tongue or not?
Yeah, you have to go through everybody in your family.
Wow, that's very interesting.
The genetics.
I feel like I should definitely have a random fact. Like I know I have random facts in my mind, and that's going to bother me that I don't know what to say.
Okay, last question.
Okay.
What's your favorite thing about being a mom?
Oh my gosh. I think oh my gosh, I just love them. I'm about to cry. Who knew I would cry during the fun interviewing episode? I just love my children so much. I think one of the best things about being a mom is just having the opportunity to teach them about God and Jesus, and to know that He blessed me with these lives, how important it is for me to pass on my faith, and hopefully that they can pass it on for generations and generations to come, and just know that I left a mark on them. But I think the best part of being a mom is just having people that love you no matter what. Like they don't care what you do, if you mess up, if you had a bad day at work, or if you didn't, get the job you were trying to get, or lost a friend, or whatever that looks like. They don't care. They just love you. And it's like this constant reminder of Jesus and how He feels about us. And it's really sad to think they're going to grow up, because one day they're not going to feel like that about me. But that's the reality of flesh and us as people. And as we get older and things become more apparent, we start having opinions, and we take things so personal, and our feelings get strong. And it's just like this valuable time that I'm in this bubble of like, they love me no matter what. Yeah. The same way Jesus does. I love my kids. They're such a blessing.
Well, I think we can close on that.
Okay, goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Ooh, if y'all have any random facts.
Yeah, if y'all have random facts,
we're going to put them in our back pocket.
Because I feel like that's like something you need to have, like to whip out. Like, well, do you know that I know?
Let's talk about this.
Like, is that real?
Yeah.
And Google it. It's real.
Right.
All right. Well, this was fun.
This was fun.
We love a good interview.
We do.
We usually interview our guests, but we got to interview each other today.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
A little silly fun.
We love y'all.
Love you. Bye.